Okay, for 9 longest palindrome, given a string which consists of lowercase up or uppercase letters, find the length of the longest palindrome that can be built with those letters. This is case sensitive. For example, uppercase A, lowercase a is not considered palindrome here. Assume the length of the given string will not exceed 1010 for some reason. Input is just a string. Okay, so one longest palindrome is okay. Okay, so I think this is I mean yeah, this is one of those things where there are a couple of ways you can classify these things for sure. Maybe I'll use map. Yeah, there are a lot of ways you can classify it. Maybe you could call it greedy, maybe you could call it whatever, but basically, the naive algorithm I would think, which should work, is just pair up the letters that appear in the string, right? Because if any character appears, or if any letters appear more than, or for every 2 of the same characters that appears, we could just put them, we could build a slightly longer palindrome. And it doesn't really matter where the palindrome, like there's no ordering, like I said, like for example, in this input, this is maybe one of the longest palindromes, but it doesn't matter if the D's are on the outside or the D's are on the inside. Well, except for the unique case where there's one extra one, which I actually am really happy that they give to you. I mean, it's something that I was already thought about, but definitely, even in this example, they kind of asked you to think about it. Maybe it could have been a gotcha slash like something that tripped you up if they had not brought it up. But yeah, this should be pretty simple. So I'm going to just implement a map of cat. Maybe I'll just do it in C because I'm lazy. Yeah, so I'll just yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep the counts of all the characters I've seen. So I'll do something like times the size 256 is the size of or 256 is the number of possible characters because it's just an 8-bit number. Okay. So first we initialize. Okay. Okay, so what I do now is this is just literally straight counting the characters that show up. But of course, we don't. In this case, they explicitly tell you that we don't differentiate between lowercase. We differentiate between lowercase and uppercase, so they're effectively different letters. And then now we can just go straight for okay. So now, yeah, we return value is 0. So we turn off. Now we just go through the array, and I have trouble typing. And there are 2 cases, basically. Counts I. So R, we just add it to the number of pairings, right, which is just the integer division, and then just times that by 2. So that would be kind of okay, but now we have to factor in the odd number stuff. So I would have something like if so we don't give an increment, we just actually just set this to 1, and then we could just odd. Okay, so maybe something like that. That's one real quick. Okay, that looks good. I guess 1,000 character. I mean, I guess in theory we have a lot of time we could test a really long palindrome. Maybe I'll just do that. I mean, this is very clear that it wants in linear time because of this part. So like, I don't really worry about running time, especially if it's only 1,000. But I'll just make sure I get more cases right. Okay, so that looks okay. And then try to get some edge cases, like maybe empty string. I return 0. Hopefully I return 0. Maybe just 1. Okay, let me submit it then. Okay, cool. So that was a pretty straightforward one. I don't know if I need to get into this a little bit more. I mean, I feel like because some of these, it feels like it's a little tricky in the sense that like if the like little, like it requires like a little light bulb type thing where like, oh, you got the thing, then like it becomes very easy to progress. Where sometimes if you don't, it's a little trickier. And in this case, the observation is that it doesn't really matter the order. So as long as you have pairs to kind of match up, then it could be palindromes to become, and you'll put them in the beginning and the end, each one in some order. So that